Hey everyone, a really quick lesson in reliability. So, what is reliability in research? Well, first I'm using R Studio. R is the statistical language and it's an environment, but R Studio is a much more user-friendly environment. And it's completely free if you ever want to use it. So here we're going to draw upon, these are called data sets. Here we have one with ice cream, weight loss, and the World Value Survey. So what is reliability in research? Well, let's take a look with the magic pen. First, you look at this, consumption and temperature. Does ice cream, right? Is ice cream consumed more if the temperature is higher? Reliability would focus on the consistency. So that's the first word of the day. Consistency is what reliability is. So temperature is an instrument to measure, well, temperature. So we're using thermostats, etc. Are these all reliable? Are we getting the same and similar results with this instrument? So look at 41 degrees and you have a certain level of consumption. Well, 41 degrees, maybe it is 41 degrees again, but it actually ends up being 47 because the instrument's not that good. You see the same thing here with weight loss, right? Here's a control group, diet, and then diet and exercise. The control group gets no variable. But for the purpose here, we ask ourselves, remember, this is weight loss too, right? We use a scale. Well, if you're older like me, some of the scales were kind of sketchy, right? It says here maybe 4, but it's difficult to read with that little line and stuff. So someone reads it as 3, but it's really 4, or maybe it's really 2, etc. So you're looking at the instruments you're using. So nowadays, doing weight loss is a little easier because we have digitalized scales. So that increases our reliability in research. Pretty interesting, huh? So we're looking at the instruments, number one, the consistency of the results, and to see if we have good instruments to create these results measured here by the amount of weight lost. Same thing goes here with our World Value Survey. Are the surveys consistent? So this is asking, do countries do enough for poverty? Here we have some countries, some different levels, which we're going to get into it later. Too little, about right, too much. So you have those 3 levels, but is the survey data consistent, meaning getting similar results across the board? That's what this standard error is. You look at the standard error. That's the amount. So I ran regression analysis. At this point, you don't need to know what that is, but that's what seeing if there's a relationship, and the standard error reflects the variability in your samples that you're taking from the general population. So lower is better, meaning there's lower variability, and you actually reflect the population. Now that can be sketchy because you see a lot of these polls out there. 1,000 people from the United States. Well, there's millions of people in the United States, so I don't know if that's reflective, if that's consistent, if that represents the whole entire United States. And don't forget, in the 1936 election between Alfred Landon and a man named Roosevelt, you might know, it was predicted that Roosevelt would lose and Alfred Landon would win by a landslide. So what were they doing? They were doing survey data like here, and they were using the Literary Digest, which is only for rich people, and doing a lot of cold calling, which only rich people had phones back then during the Depression, and Roosevelt beat Alfred Landon. So what's the point of that? Well, the main point of this is that sometimes your instruments stink and you have to reevaluate your instruments. And this is where reliability is very, very important. Thanks for listening, everyone, and I hope you kind of understand it a little clearer. It's a little difficult, some of these topics. Take care.